How y'all doing? It's old Judge here again. Today, I want to tell you a story coming out of 2 Kings chapter 5. Now, here's what you got going on here. You got this feller. His name's Naaman. Well, old Naaman, he's the head military guy of the king of Aram. And I mean, he was a bad mamma jam. I tell you what, he was kicking some tails and taking some names. He was good. He was a good fighter. Well, he had this old skin disease. And I mean, it was bad. It was all over him. He looked like it was snow all over him. It was bad. Well, he had went on a raid to up in Israel or something, and they brought this girl back, and she ended up being his wife's servant. She seen that this old skin disease, and she said, you know, if he went to that prophet over in Israel, Elisha, he'd probably heal that up for him. Well, he found out about it, and he went to the king of Aram. He said, look, I heard there's a fella over there in Israel that could probably clean this up for him. What do you think? He said, I tell you what, you good old feller, I think a lot of you. He said, I tell you what, go get about 750 pounds of silver, get 150 pounds of gold, and 10 sets of clothes. Take them over to Israel, or I'll write you a note, and we'll straighten this here out. He said, all right then. Well, he got over there to the king of Israel, and that king of Israel, he read that note, and it said, this is my buddy. I need you to take care of the skin disease, and you can have the money. Thanks. And that king of Israel said, what do you think I am? He think I'm a god or something. I can't be doing all. He just trying to start a fight with me. That's all he's trying to do. He got so mad, he was ripping his clothes off and everything. He trying to get naked, and they said, well, then old Elisha, he heard the king was trying to get naked. You know, I bet that's why he sent them 10 sets of clothes, because every time he get mad, they want to get naked. I bet that's what it was. But anyway, old Elisha, he called sent his servant over there and said, look, tell him to calm down and send old Naaman over here, and I'll take care of him. So that's what he did. Old Naaman, he went over there, he knocked on that door. Old Elisha, he didn't come out there. He sent a servant out there, and this servant come out there and he said, well, Mr. Elisha said that just go take a bath in the Jordan River 7 times, and that'll take care of it. Well, old Naaman, that made him madder than old went he, and he went to walking out of there. He was cussing and fussing. He said, I tell you what, he said he didn't come out here to lay no hands on me or nothing. He didn't want to rub none of that anointing oil like they do, you know. He said, and he's going to make me go get in the Jordan River. He said, that nasty old river. Got charn floating around in it and everything. Tell you what. Well, the servants was listening. I said, you know, if he'd asked you to go do something hard, like, he said, if he'd told you to go climb that tree with 2 wildcats under each arm, you'd done that, wouldn't you? He said, well, yeah, I reckon so. So, he went over the Jordan River, dipped in it 7 times, come out of there, cleaner than the baby's bottom. Ain't that something? So, he went back over to Elisha's house. He said, oh, I tell you what, your God is the God. He said, I tell you what. He said, here, I'll give you this money. And old Elisha said, nah, I don't need none of that money. He said, well, I tell you what, let me pack some dirt out of here. See, because back then they thought that if that was holy ground is what they thought. So he wanted to take dirt home with him. Old Elisha said, all right, that's fine, whatever. He said, you know, I got a little problem here. He said, the king of Aram, he goes in his temple and he worships this other god, and I have to kind of be there because he kind of tells me what to do. He said, "Do you think you can forgive me for that too?" And he said, "Yeah, all right, just go in peace. You got this. I got this." He said, all right then." Well, he took off. He was tickled to death. I tell you what. Well, here come old Gehazi. Old Gehazi. That was old Elisha's servant. Well, he sitting there thinking to himself, well, he has let him off too easy. So he run old Naaman down. He said, hey there, fella. Old Naaman got down off the chair. He said, everything all right? He said, yeah. He said, I tell you what, some of the servants of the Elisha's sons or something, they just come back and they need a little money. You think we can get some of that money there that you brought? He said, oh yeah, I tell you what. He said, here, take your 2 sets of clothes and take all this right here. He said, oh, that'll work. That's good. He took it, loaded it up, had his servants take them and put them in the house. He come back there to old Elisha, and he sat down there. Old Elisha said, hey, where you been? He said, nowhere. He said, really? You didn't go get no money off old Naaman? He said, no, I don't know what you're talking. He said, yeah, you did. I know you did, because I'm a prophet, and I know what's going on. So he said, I tell you what, here's what's going to happen, old Gehazi. You're going to get that skin disease, and you're going to pass it down to all you youngins. That's what's going to happen for doing what you've been doing, you sorry dog, you. And that's what happened. And that's every bit of chapter 5 in 2 Kings. Y'all have a good one now.